Hello, hello. Okay, so if you watch the unboxing, this is the Sophie Toffee resin wax seal box. Now, I know, I'm years behind on these projects, but we've been having fun. We've been doing lots of other things. So I have had a look at my other Sophie Toffee bits, and I found, I found these little flakes. If you can see, oh sorry, all my, there we go, let's see if that's better. These little flakes, and they give off like an iridescent shimmer, but they give off like a pink. Some of them, like this one and this one, are really nice pinks, and I thought that would pick up the colour of this. And then we also had this that we got with the dice box. Now I love this, and it's got that same kind of pinky hue. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cut this up really, really tiny like this. Well, it probably won't be that tiny, but, and then hopefully we'll have these two flecks in here. And then I really like, this is my favourite. Now, obviously this isn't Sophie Toffee, but I'm going to give myself a cheat. I'm going to use this, possibly, I'm not sure whether to use it just in this or perhaps a tiny bit in here. But when we put the powder, this into here, we probably won't see, I might just do it on the front and then you might see these flecks from the side. So we'll see about that. That'll just be as we go along. So yeah, we're going to use the epoxy resin for this, and then the UV resin for these. I'm going to do several of these, so we'll have a little look to see if there's any colours in here. This one is a little bit silver, this one's a little bit purpley blue, so we'll try and match up this with this one. I'm not sure, this is a little bit dark for me for this project. It's beautiful, but I'm feeling it's a little bit dark for me for this project. So I might not use that one, although it matches the wax nicely, but I'm not quite sure. So that's where I think I'm going. We're going to have a look. I am a little bit concerned that when I pour the resin in this, it's a little bit wobbly. So I'm going to try and see if I can stabilise. See, there we go. I'm going to do that. I'm so clumsy. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to try and stabilise this mould with either, I thought about wrapping some plastic around the bottom, like acetate, or I think I might put these lollipop sticks around with some sellotape just to give it some strength, because I haven't got, yeah, see, it's just, I mean, I could put it in something like this, but I'm still got the risk of knocking it. So I'm going to do something to strengthen this. Otherwise I'm going to end up with a sticky mess. It does suction quite nicely, but then the suction pops off and it falls. So let's get going. Let's have a look, and then we can do some heating and some, this is quite small. I might have I've got some tea lights. I might have a look. And yeah, we'll get going and have a little go at some, using our little, what's it called? I know it's seal wax, but I don't know, what's this called? If anybody knows, let me know. What's this called? Just a sealer? I know it has a proper name, but I'm rubbish at these things. Right, let's have a go and see what we can create. Okay, hello. So, I don't know if you can see because the mould's on it, but see if I can get you, my camera will focus. This is the next morning and we have a million bubbles. I left it to sit in the pot for 10 minutes before I poured, but it's fast setting. So, and because it's a deep mould, that's why I let it sit as well, because it's like a long mould. As soon as you pour, you create more bubbles. I did pour slowly, but I'm trying to do it down the side, but yeah. Now this is like a long, so I don't know if we're going to be able to, if it doesn't come out, what I'm going to do is pour some washing up liquid in the, we'll see. You can pour some washing up liquid down the side and make it all sort of slippery, and then it tends to pop things out a bit easier. Which I think I might have to do, because this, yeah, this isn't going to come out. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get some washing up liquid, and I'm going to pour some washing up liquid and some warm water down the side and see if I can pop this baby out. Back in a minute. Well, wow. Just wow. That has to have been up there with one of the most difficult moulds I have demoulded. I know this is difficult on my background to see actually because it's clear. So I tried the soapy water technique, which has worked on many of my moulds in the past. Didn't work at all. So, and also this is still pliable. This is like nearly 24 hours later, and it says demoulding 12 hours. And this, can you see? Still bendy. This is supposed to be fast curing resin. Anyway, it's fine. So I went back to the baby oil, and what I did, I peeled it down so far, and then I squished some baby oil down, and I squidgled and squidgled and squidgled and rolled and squidgled. Squidgled, did you know that was a word? And yeah, I eventually managed to peel and then squish and pop, and it came out. We have so many tiny bubbles. I'm not a fan of this resin for this long, this type of project at all. Now again, this resin has been sat, so other people may not have had, I'm so covered in oil, you may not have had the problem that because I say it might be because this resin has been sat for over a year, so it could be my fault. But I have had bubbles with Sophie and Toffee resin before, quite a lot of bubbles, but in my experience these long moulds tend to cause bubbles anyway. But you can see the glitter, you can see the little little flecks in there, the flakes and everything, and it's pretty. I like it anyway, and the bubbles just add to the glitter effect, so I'm not really that bothered. If it was a project that I really didn't want bubbles in, then I'd be annoyed, but to be fair, it's fine, it's cool. So I'm going to get on, and we're going to use, I'm undecided, I like these little, you've got this little pattern here. I don't really want to paint that with anything because I think it's, I don't know, it would frustrate me unless it was absolutely perfect. So I think I'm going to do the pink on the top, and I think that will bring out the flecks of the pink in the handle. So we're going to get on and do some of these. I have deliberately left this slightly low. I'm going to attempt, I've got the little magnets that we had in a previous Sophie and Toffee box. I'm going to attempt to see if I can set a couple of magnets in here. I don't know quite. I'm going to have a think about how I can set them in here and then perfectly set them exactly in here. So I'm going to have a think about how I'm going to do that, and you'll see as I'm doing it. And if I get it wrong, then I get it wrong. But that's okay, because we're experimenting as we go along. So let's see how we get on. Okay, so we did the pink one and put glitter around the outside because I thought it needed a little bit extra. The pink wasn't as dark as I thought it would be, so I wanted a little bit of extra something, and the magnets went on okay. It's a little bit wobbly, and the only reason it is because when I domed this, it sort of domed over. So in hindsight, it would have been better if I'd have put the magnet on in the mould. So yeah, that's the only thing I would change. But I was so, the only reason I didn't do that was because I was so stressing about getting it out of the mould. And then after I did the same process to make a green one. So I did exactly the same process, made a green one, and that fits on. And I think they're cute, I like it. I like doing it the magnet way, but because, well, I was going to make another handle. But that mould, whew, I mean, I will have a go again, but not today. That was a killer. So doing the magnet, yeah, just saved me making lots of different handles. Right, so we're going to have a go, yeah, at doing some wax, which is going to be exciting. So I'm just going to clear this up a little bit. I'm covered in glitter as I normally am. So I'm going to clear it up and then we'll get the wax bits ready. Back in a minute. Okay, so I've fetched one of my bigger candles. It's just deeper. Oh, hello. My camera's having a hard job. Oh dear. Camera is having a hard job. What are you doing, camera? There we go. I'll give it something else to focus on. Because I've no idea if I'm going to be any good at this. And it might take me ages to melt them because I've never done this before and I've no idea what I'm doing. So, we have our little stamps. And we have a little... I've not looked up how to do this at all. So, it does say... Let's have a look at our little book. It says, place different colours of wax onto the gold spoon and melt the wax over the tea light candle. Be careful when used together with... Oh, children. Okay, that's fine. Once the wax is melted, pour it over an envelope or anything that you want to seal. You can also pour it over a silicone mat, which we have, and I've put some tissue underneath because I've got my cutting mat underneath and you're not supposed to get that hot, so that it can peel off easily after. So I think we'll do it on the mat and then I can peel it off and we can have a little go. Press the wax down with the handle and wait until it's completely cool before removing the handle and the seal. Always use an ventilator to remove safety. Right, so it seems like they're saying it's pretty simple. So we get our seal, we melt out. It doesn't say, just says different colour, doesn't say how many. So we're supposed to just pour it onto here and then sort of stamp it down. Okay. Right. Okie dokie then, we will cut the corner of our wax bag. What colours have we got? Let's have a look. We have sort of like traditional gold, a bronze, a silver, and sort of this lighter tan colour. So let's go for a gold to start with. I don't know how many we're supposed to use, but that sort of wax it. Should we try for 4? Do you think that's going to be enough? Let's see if 4's enough. And we can always remelt it, can't we, if it's not enough. Okay, let's light our candle. Oh, hello, come on. We need some new. There we go. We could be here for ages. If this takes forever to melt, I'll speed you up. Right, so that's melted. Actually got a bit bubbly there, so I was holding it too close. Right, so it says pour. Okay. Gotta be quick, I think. Okay. And then stamp. And then I presume we just hold the stamp there, do we? Hold the stamp there until it's... Do we just leave it there, do we? Okay, how do we know when it's... Oh yeah, this handle's pretty... Oh no. Oh, this is pretty hot, so it's stayed runny, look, for quite a bit. So I think the trick is... So 4 seems to be cool. 4 seems to be... I've got some paper here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Are we drawing this side? Was that thick enough? I don't know. I don't know whether it was thick enough. No, don't think it was thick enough because it's not. So I remelted that because it was too thin. So I've put 5 in now. 4 looked great, but then when I actually stamped it, it was too thin. So I'll see if I can get, and I did, it sort of ended up, some of it was left in the spoon as well. So I'll see if I can get it all onto the mat. And we'll see how the next one goes. Right, here goes. It's quite thick. I don't know whether... And it sort of doesn't come off the spoon. I could do with a little teeny scraper thingy. It cools down really quick. Okay. Here goes. I will not move that now. Now, as it is retractable, I will leave that on there and I will not touch it. Now, let's have a go. And we've got some gold in there, so, and it's really hot. That end is really, really hot now. So, I'll just wipe the lip on some tissue that I've got here without touching it because that's really, really hot. But it's nice quality. The bottom hasn't burnt. It's nice quality. Right, so 5. We'll try 6 this time, but I want to do a bit of a marble because this pattern looks like it would look nice, bit marbled. So we want, let's try dark brown and light brown. We've got this darker one and this lighter one, but I don't want to swirl too much. And we've already got a bit gold in there, so let's move that one there and that one there. Now I've put 6 in this time. Let's see if we can go for a heavy. Oi. It's a good job I'm used to my language not making any sense at all. A thicker one. There we go. Thicker. tried to move it a little. It's kind of melted into, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see some of the colours. But they don't just melt it, because there's a skin on the top, you see. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes. Right, let's just pour it. And we'll see if it's not just one blob. Might just be, oh, you can see a couple of the different colours. Okay. And then if you push all the way down really hard, it just squirts out the side and you get thin, really thin bottom. I'm trying to push down enough, but keep some of the wax underneath. But that melted, that seemed more. The first one didn't melt so well. Right, I'll let this dry and I'll come back. Okay, so I did redo them. I was finding it difficult to actually get this off. And I think I've actually mastered the trick now. I believe you can see that. It's not perfect. But I think what my mistake was, having never ever used one of these ever before, is I was pouring the wax and stamping it straight down. I've actually found that it's actually better if you leave it a couple of seconds and then stamp down. So the wax needs to sort of solidify a tiny bit. Now, I haven't pulled this one off just to show you how it is quite tricky, and it says to leave till it's really cold, and that if you try and take it off before it's cold, it snaps. Ah, there we go. Oh, okay, that's the best one of that one. And you can just make out handmade with love. See if I can get, there you go. So you can see that. So yeah, they're cute. It's good, it's sweet. I like the kit. It's not the easiest to use. It's got a lot of little quirks to it that you have to, so it's trial and error. I've enjoyed doing the sort of, I like the magnet technique of sort of putting them on and off with the magnets. But yeah, I think it's nice. I enjoyed it. The mould was tricky, and then the wax bits were tricky. But I've enjoyed doing something totally different. So yeah, tell me what you think and what would you have done differently. It's not been easy, but it's been fun. Take care then, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.